One. What's up, everyone? This is Stefan, and I'm live right now on YouTube. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Coming to you guys today outdoors on the balcony here in Panama City, which is where I'm living. I've got this amazing view here in front of me, but I will warn you, sometimes when you do videos outdoors, the audio quality might not be the best. There might be some wind, there might be some background noise, there might be some construction going on. So please be aware of that, and I apologize if it ends up being a distraction, but I thought I'd get outside today. This is actually one of my favorite spots to work and spend most of my day. I love being outside, and being here in Panama City, the weather is just perfect right now, and it's just great to be outside when you can. So very grateful. And by the way, for those of you that are kind of interested in kind of following my life a little bit, I've been back here in Panama for the last month, and Tatiana and I moved into this incredible apartment that is just the best apartment I've ever lived in. It's pretty ridiculous. But I created a tour video so you can kind of see where I live and how I live. That will be coming out for you guys early next week, I think on Monday. The apartment that we moved into is 5,500 square feet. It's pretty much the size of a house. It's pretty insane. To give you some contrast, the last penthouse that I lived in was about 2,000 square feet, and this is almost 3 times the size of that. And it's 4 bedrooms, it's got a theater, it's got an office, it's got a maid's quarters. It's just pretty insane. So hopefully I can inspire you with that and show you guys where I live and how I live. But with that being said, I see people that are joining in live. If you're joining in live, let me know your name, where you're joining in from. Happy to give you guys a shout out. I don't do many live videos like this, so it's just great to connect with you guys and answer questions and hang out with you guys. The purpose of this live stream is to be an after party for the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. So yesterday, if you missed it, Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi went live. They did a live training where they kind of revealed their KBB method, known as the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. And I was going to do an after party last night, but it would have been pretty late, like 10 p.m. at night. I know we're all different time zones, different parts of the world. And so I thought it'd make more sense to do it today, the day after for you guys. And I took a lot of notes. I got a whole book here. I got quite a few pages of notes here that I want to share with you, some of my big takeaways from it, some of the value that I got, because I'm a student just like you guys. We're learning together. And that's the fun thing about this is, I'm excited to share with you guys what I learn and how I learn, so that maybe you guys can benefit from it as well. And if you don't know what the Knowledge Broker Blueprint is, you don't know about this training with Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, then the link is below for you guys, because they did put out a recording of that's available for a limited time. So you can watch it if you'd like. I'd recommend that you do, because it'll just give you more context of what we're talking about here today. And I also want to kind of talk more about the Knowledge Broker Blueprint and how it's impacted my life, and kind of show you behind the scenes of the course in the members area, because I know many of you are on the fence. You might be considering joining the program, and so just kind of seeing what you're getting, I think, is a value to you guys. And then any questions you guys have, I'm happy to answer them for you as well. So get comfortable. We'll do this for the next hour or so, and I just want to make this valuable for you guys and share with you guys some of the best distinctions I got from it. So I got my computer here, so let me just come back here to the chat and just see who's joining in. So what's up, guys? Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me okay. Fantastic. All right, so we've got Atharva here, welcome. We got Angela, welcome. Atharva from India, welcome Atharva. Hopefully I pronounced her names properly. Awesome. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Sylvia from Arizona, welcome. We got Steve from northern Saskatchewan, Canada, welcome. I can imagine it must be pretty cold this time of the year up there. We got Sharon from Colorado, welcome. Jasiel, welcome. Someone here from California, Joe from Niagara Falls, Angela from Palm Springs, California, New Jersey here, Portugal, Florida, Barcelona. Fantastic. Madeline, welcome. Thank you, guys. Can I be your friend? Love to be your friend, of course. You guys are all my friends. Welcome, welcome. Croatia, fantastic, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for joining in and giving me your time and your attention. Let me dive in. So let me talk a little bit about last night. And again, the details are below in the description. So last night, So to give you some context, last year is when Tony Robbins launched the Knowledge Business Blueprint, and it was the first course that Tony Robbins created in 12 years. And for me, you guys, if you guys don't know, Tony Robbins changed my life when I was 17 years old. He was the person that got me into self-development. And I owe so much to him because I would not be who I am today if it was not for that man. And he actually inspired me to start Project Life Mastery back in 2012. And so he's always been one of the biggest role models and influences in my life. And last year I had the opportunity to join forces with Tony and Dean to help them launch their new program. And I went through their program, and it was one of the best courses I ever been through. I've already learned so much from Tony that I just knew that anything that he creates, I buy, I invest in, because I know the value of that. I know it's going to be life-changing for me. So I'm just like I'm a lifetime consumer of anything that Tony Robbins creates. And the course, I mean, I already had an established business, but certain things from the course, applying it right away made me like an additional $30,000. And now since that time, it's added an additional 6 figures to my business. And that's kind of what I get now at this stage of my business career is I'm more kind of looking for the little nuggets that I can just kind of plug into my business or kind of shift in my mindset. And that can make a noticeable difference over a period of time in my life and my business. It's those little things that really make the difference for me. And so last year, they had over 400,000 people that registered for it, over 200,000 people that were on the live training or that watched the live training. And this year, what they did yesterday was bigger than last year. And so last year was the biggest digital product launch ever in the history of product launches in information products. And it looks like this year they're going to surpass that. So I'm really excited to be a part of this and to share it with you guys because I only share anything that has benefited me and that I believe can benefit you as well. That's always my intention. You know, I know the impact that Tony's made in my life, and I know where my life has been before that and where my life is today. And I know what's possible and available for you here as well. And so that's why I share this with you guys is I know what this can do for your life. I know the skills and the knowledge of what you gain here can really be life transforming for you. And for me, like all of the investing in knowledge and self-growth that I've done in myself has gotten me to where I am today. And this is my solution for a lot of you guys if you want to follow in those footsteps and achieve another level of success and happiness, fulfillment, whatever, any aspect of your life. This is what my process has been, and the process that's worked for me can work for you as well. So hopefully you have an open mind, you're committed like I am to learning, to growing, and being the best you can be, and invest in this program. If it's the right fit for you, great, invest in it, and they put together an incredible offer. You can learn more about it again in the description. And I also put together some amazing bonuses for you guys as well. So if you want my help, my mentorship, my support, I really stacked the deck in your favor and provided so much more value for you if you decide to join through me. And I also put the link to my bonuses below in the description as well. But it's only going to be available for a limited time, so please be aware of that. You got to take advantage of it. Now, let me share with you guys some distinctions that I got from my journal here. And you know, one thing, guys, anytime I go for like a training or whatever it is, I always take notes. It's one of the most valuable things you should do. You should actually be taking notes as you're watching me right now, or you consume information in YouTube videos or whatever it is. Most people, they're too passive of learners, and they don't really value information enough because they don't realize that one little thing can change your life. You never know when it can actually happen. Sometimes it's a new idea, a new distinction, a shift in your mindset, a new belief system. Maybe it's some level of inspiration or motivation that you get from something. Maybe it's a new tactic. But in any moment, your whole life can change based on one little thing. And for me, I always have that open mind, and I go through training and videos and books and whatever it is with a level of positive anticipation and expectancy that in any moment, that one little nugget can change everything for me. And value, when you receive value from a video like this, a training, whatever it is, it's all a matter of interpretation. It's your perception. Because two people can go through the same information, the same training, and one person leaves that training, they go through that information, and it changes their life. They get so much value from it, and they go on, they implement it, and it helps them make more money, have a better relationship, be happier, whatever it is. Another person, though, can go through that same information and come out of that and say it's a waste of time. I didn't get anything from that. There was no value there. That's all your mindset, because our minds are constantly generalizing, distorting, and deleting information. That's why my reality is different than your reality, than the next person's reality, because it's all about how we interpret and distort and generalize and delete things that determines what we get from something. So there's a lot of people, they don't get any value because they have a blind spot in their psyche, their mindset. If someone like myself, who's, I've had a lot of success in my life, if I'm going through something like this and I'm showing up and I'm taking notes and I'm getting all this value from it, and yet on the other hand, another person's struggling in their life and they're broke and they aren't happy and they're not living a great life, doesn't that kind of tell you that there's kind of a clue there and why you're probably struggling in your life, why you're not getting ahead, why things never seem to work for you? It's because you're not looking for the value. You have too high expectations, or your criteria on what is valuable for you, you're not seeing it. And for me, because I'm always looking for the good in life and in business and market, whatever it is, I always find it and I pull it and I apply it and I get results from it. So that mindset of how you interpret information is one of the most valuable things, is one of the reasons why a lot of people succeed and why many people don't succeed. It's all how they're interpreting the information. So I want to share with you some of the value that I got. And I'm not going to go through all my notes here, because if you missed the training, I don't want to spoil things for you too much either. So I'll share for you guys a few things. Okay, number one of the most life-changing things I got. This for me was so powerful. It's something that Tony Robbins said. So one thing that Tony Robbins said, they're talking about turning your mess into your message, right? He talked about how the pain you've been through can actually help other people. Now, here is something that's so been life-changing for me, and I want to share this with you guys. If you missed it, hopefully you guys caught this when he was sharing this with you guys. Any problem you've ever been through in your life, or that you're going through right now, is actually your greatest gift, and I'll explain to you why. If you right now you have a problem with money, or you have a problem with motivation or laziness, or you have a problem with binge eating, or a problem with addiction, or a problem with anxiety and depression like I did, or a problem being single, or a problem in relationships, whatever problem that you're facing right now is actually your greatest gift and your greatest opportunity, because the problems that you have, when you solve those problems, okay, you find the solutions to them, and it might take you some time. It might take you some time to solve an addiction or laziness or binge eating or being broke and struggling around money. But when you solve it and you fix that, that now has become your greatest gift, because now you've discovered answers that you didn't know before. You have a level of experience on a certain subject and some credibility because you're able to fix that part of your life. Now that gives you the opportunity to then help other people that actually had that exact same problem that you did, that now you've been able to solve, or on the path of finding the solutions for, that you're further ahead than other people with. And that opens up new doors and opportunity for you to actually make money from that by helping other people with that very problem. Isn't that amazing? When you actually shift your mindset and you realize that every problem you've ever been through is now an opportunity for you to help someone else and to make money at the same time. That for me was worth so much, because now when you have a problem in your life, okay, whatever problem shows up in your life, maybe it's a health problem, or a challenge with your body, or whatever it is, your relationship, your marriage, now that problem, it changes your perception of it. You can look at it in a different way, and you can actually be grateful for this problem that God or the universe has now given you, because you know that when you solve that problem, now you can help other people that once had that same problem that you had, and you can make that impact in their life, but you can also profit at the same time by getting paid by helping other people. So you should be grateful for every obstacle, every problem. Maybe you have a problem of fear right now in your life. Well, whatever problems showing up in your life are opportunities for you to grow and expand and evolve past it. And you've got to believe that you can solve your problems. And one of the reasons why you can solve them is because there's other people that have already been through what you've been through, and they've found the solutions to it. And if they can find the solutions, then you can too. And you've also got to be a student. Whatever problem you have, you find those people, you learn from them, and you solve your problem, and that helps you pay it forward and help other people and build a successful business from that as well. And by the way, that's exactly what I've done with Project Life Mastery. That's exactly been my mission in life, because over the last 15 years of my life, before that, I struggle with shyness. I struggled with massive insecurity when I was in high school. I struggled with laziness and procrastination. I struggled with depression and anxiety. I struggled when I was younger with porn addiction. I struggled with an addiction to technology and social media. I struggled with being broke and being in credit card debt. I struggled being single and not being able to find the right person. I struggled with confidence and social skills and learning how to connect with other human beings. I struggled with business and marketing. I struggled in relationships. I struggled with fear. I struggled with my body and my energy and just always being fatigued. I struggled with heavy metal toxicity. I struggled with binge eating. But through those struggles and through my mission here at Project Life Mastery, I've been on the journey to solve them. And I solve them by going to books and going to mentors and going to seminars and investing in courses, all the things I share with you that I've done, right? I've done that over 15 years. And when I found the solutions to them, I've been able to share the solutions with you guys here on YouTube and create courses and information and share, other people's courses and recommend, other resources to help you guys. And I've got the ability now to help you and make money at the same time, and it's the most fulfilling thing that I can think of. So think about how powerful that is. Think about how that alone changes your perception of any problem you're going through in your life. And so anytime you do have a difficulty in your life, you should thank God. You should thank the universe. You should be grateful for that, because that's being given to you with a purpose. Because God, the universe, is the ultimate personal trainer, right? A great personal trainer, when you got nothing left, when you think you've got nothing, no more, they're going to challenge you and push you beyond what you think you can do. And you're going to grow from that. And when you grow, you have something to give. So that's the mindset that was so life-changing and powerful, that I just love that. I love that. So hopefully you guys take that in, and it just changes the way you look at things in your life and all of that. Now, one thing I want to talk about is there's many different ways you can make money, obviously, right? You can make money by getting a job. You can go to school and university. And one of the things they talked a lot about was just how the education system is kind of broken, because you're learning generalized information and knowledge and not specialized knowledge. The generalized knowledge that you learn from school or universities, or the generalized knowledge you get from Google, right? You go to Google University and you go to YouTube or whatever. It's more general information. But what really creates wealth is specialized information and knowledge. And one thing that they were talking about was just how the specific knowledge, that's what we really have to acquire in our careers, in our relationships, whatever it is. But the best way to get that is from professional doers, people that are already getting that result and they're doing it. Not the people that have a bunch of initials after their name, or people that just have, that know the theory, know the knowledge, but they're not actually practicing it and doing it. The best path is learning from people that are actually doing it and modeling from them. That's how you accelerate it. And what they say is compress decades into days. And so that was also like a really important distinction on how to learn effectively and get the most value out of things. But one thing that, I lost my train of thought, but one thing that I was gonna share, it's coming back to me now. There's many different ways you can make money, right? Going to school, going to school, getting a job, starting a business, online, selling, e-commerce products, publishing books, whatever it is. I think we all deep down inside, we want more than just making money. Now I get it if you're in a mode of survival and desperation. I've been there before in my life where it was just desperation and just trying to figure out how to make money, just to cover my expenses. But really what we want more is something more than money, because money is never going to fulfill you. You can make more money, but not be fulfilled by it. And I think what we really want, and what the ultimate that we really want to pursue in life is something that can check the box of making money, but also can check the box around making money, around doing something that you love in your life, something that you're passionate about, and then check the box on making an impact on other people's lives as well, making a difference, and then also check the box on allowing you to have the freedom, the time freedom to really travel the world, be location independent, and be able to spend your time doing whatever it is that you want. That's the ultimate that we all want, And there's a lot of opportunities that can allow you to make money, but not all of them check the box on fulfillment and passion and impact and freedom. And that's what I love about this opportunity, is that it checks the box on all of that. And for me, I've been doing internet marketing now and business for over 12 years, and I've done so many different things out there. I've done things that, drop shipping, I've sold e-commerce products, I've sold software online, I've done coaching, events, courses, books on Amazon. I've done things that were black hat, gray hat, and white hat. I've done everything you can possibly think of. And I've learned from all of that. And as I've learned and grown and matured, really the business model that I've always gravitated towards the most is not the most lucrative one, but it's the one that I do right now, which is Project Life Mastery. There's many other things that I can actually do, other businesses that I can make more money from. It's not the most profitable thing creating, spending my time creating videos that are free, that I don't make any money from. I put out free content for the most part. I mean, I do make some money from the advertisements now with my videos, but it's a business where you just give, and you don't actually see that much in return in comparison to other businesses that are out there. But I always do this with Project Life Mastery because it provides something more than money. It provides an impact and a contribution to people's lives. It provides fulfillment. It provides a sense of meaning and passion in my life. And I always come back here to do this with Project Life Mastery because this is my mission in life. And it's something that I want for all of you guys. And I'm not saying that maybe this is not the right path for you. Maybe it is, I don't know. I don't know your strengths or vision, what you want in your life. But I pray for all of you to get something more than money. And that's what I want to educate you guys on, is not just to make money online. And that's, level one, that's the first step, but to also do so in a way that you're really fulfilled by what you're doing. You love it, you're making an impact. And I think that's what we all want to grow and move towards. And what you're learning from KBB can help you do that. So that's what I love about it. And people like Tony Robbins and Dean, they're doing what they do for that same purpose. They've got a million things they can do to make money, but they're doing this because they want to change the self-education system and inspire someone like you to share your gifts and share your message and to kind of follow down that path as well. And for me, guys, when I was at an age when I was like 19, 20, 21 years old, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. When you're that young, the world is your oyster. You can pursue whatever you want. And I was trying to figure out, should I go to university? And I was like, I don't know about going to school, because I didn't have any certainty on really what I wanted to do with school. I wasn't that inspired to go to school. And I wasn't going to go to school just because, everyone else was. I didn't want to, take that path if it wasn't really what my gut, my heart was telling me. And when I really looked at my life, what had inspired and shifted my life the most, it was these teachers and role models and mentors that I had, like Tony Robbins and Wayne Dyer and Jim Rohn and Paul McKenna, and these different teachers that shifted my life when I was 17, and Eben Pagan, right? And I experienced so much of a transformation, got so much value from that when I was like 19, 20, 21 years old, I was like, what do I want to do with my life? Well, I want to do what they did to me. I looked up to them as my role models, and kind of similar to a kid, they look up to Michael Jordan, they look up to LeBron James, that's their hero, right? And they want to be like that, and that's what I wanted to be. And those people inspired me in that way and paved that path for me. And so that was something that always inspired me. And I wasn't a speaker. I didn't have, I wasn't like successful or anything like that at that stage of my life. But I just knew that, I want to be what they've been for me, for other people. And that's what inspired me to do what I do with Project Life Mastery. And maybe that is something that you can pursue in your life, is you can also make an impact. And now with the internet, it's just made it easier for anyone to be able to do it, whether you want to be an influencer, whether you want to create your own course or create your own masterminds, or the things that they're talking about for you is pretty incredible. So, okay, I mean, there's so many more notes here, guys, that I can share with you guys. I love what Tony said about there's invisible forces that shape our life, and self-education mindset is a big invisible force for us. He shared great examples of Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn's, one of my favorite teachers. You should watch some of his old videos on YouTube. Talking about how we're not equal in the marketplace, in that your value is to bring something special and meet other people's needs. And the more that you grow and the more value that you bring, the more that you get paid, right? So if you're getting paid minimum wage, or you're not getting paid much right now in your life, it's because you're not providing enough value. And if you're not providing enough value, you're not making that much money, then the solution to that is you got to go to work harder on yourself, and you got to develop specialized skills and knowledge and increase your value. And when you increase your value, now you're adding more value and you can get paid more for it. So if you're not making a lot of money in your life right now, it's because you haven't increased your value enough and you haven't been adding enough value. If you work at McDonald's, if you work as an Uber driver, you're going to get paid in proportion to the value of the marketplace of what you're providing. But if you gain knowledge and you invest in yourself and you grow and you add more value, now you can make as much money as you want. So it's just the sky's the limit with that. And that's a really important mindset we all need to focus on a lot more of. He shared, Dean Graziosi shared different ways to learn. There's a school, which again is more generalized knowledge. And one thing he said I loved is, by the time the ink dries up on your diploma, it's already out of date. Just because the world is evolving so fast today in so many ways. And so you can also learn from trial and error, which is the hard way, not recommended, or learning from professional doers. Some great stuff here, guys. Proximity is power. How important it is to surround yourself with other people that are successful, and that people are willing to spend money for that. They are spending money today to gain that specialized knowledge, and what can be turned into a business, and just you being 1 or 2 steps ahead from other people is tremendous value that other people will pay you for that. So I think that's really valuable too. So anyway, there's so many great nuggets here that I got. Janet Kutcher was amazing too, for all the women out there. She was really inspirational. I've spent time with all these people in Fiji last year at the mastermind I shared with you guys. I went to Tony Robbins Resort in Fiji and spent time with Janet Kutcher, Russell Brunson, Dean, and a variety of other people, which is a lot of fun. So, hey, how about we dive into some questions? And if you're just joining in, welcome. We're live right now on YouTube, and we're talking about the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. This is the after party from yesterday's live training. If you're not following what I'm saying, the link is in the description below. That recording is available for the next few days. Make sure you watch it while you can, and if you feel it's a great fit for you, amazing. Love for you to join the program. Like I said, I'm a successful student of it. It's changed my life. Many of you guys follow me because you trust me and you want to, you're learning from me, but I'm sharing with you what I'm learning as well. And I'm a student just like you guys are. And so I'm happy to share with you guys the trainings and the resources that have benefited my life. But also I put together some great bonuses for you guys too. Those are below for you as well. I linked to them, and those are only available till March 9th. So that includes my Affiliate Marketing Mastery course, my Online Business Mastery Accelerator, my Life Mastery Accelerator, my Morning Ritual Mastery, and many other exclusive trainings that I also provided there too, that I created that I've never sold before. You can't buy those anywhere. My Mastermind Secrets training, and behind the scenes footage of my mastermind events with me and Tatiana that people spend over $5,000 to attend, that's also a bonus you guys get as well, along with accountability group, the Facebook group, all that other great stuff. So if you want my mentorship, my coaching, my help, those are additional bonuses you get on top of all the great bonuses that Tony and Dean are offering with KBB. You can get all of it. So it's a great value for you guys, and something that I would jump on in a heartbeat. I got people that have signed up yesterday just because they wanted my bonuses. Just because, the value of all the bonuses is worth over $11,000. And if you're to buy all of them separate, and some of them you can't, that's what it costs. So it's a great value. So how about we dive into some questions, guys? Happy to add some value to you and see how I can further support you. And then also I'm going to play for you guys in a bit. I'll take some questions now, and then I'll give you guys a behind the scenes tour of the KBB members area so you can learn more about what is actually inside the membership. And then I'll do some more questions. All right. Okay, Jubilee says they're offering an awesome opportunity, too costly for me. I encourage those who can afford it to get the gyms that will be given. Yeah, it's not for everybody either. Obviously there's an investment to make in education and improving yourself. But I do want to challenge you on that mindset, because that's a mindset that's holding a lot of people back. If I said to myself, I can't afford it, and when I first started, I was $15,000 in credit card debt. I was living on my friend's couch. I had to sell my beat up Honda Civic for $1,000 and take the bus. But I didn't let I can't afford it stop me from being successful and to change my life. For me, I became resourceful, because resourceful people always find the resources. If you're resourceful enough, you find the money, you make the time, you figure things out. And part of success is figuring things out. And no one's gonna do it for you. You gotta figure it out on your own. You gotta figure out how to come up with money. And if you don't, then your life stays the same. You know, one thing that Dean talked about yesterday is that 5 years from now, life will go by like that. And for most of us, most people, their life just stays the same year after year after year. It never changes. And things don't change in your life until you take a quantum leap, until you make a new decision, until you do something different than what you've done in the past. Because success is only reserved for those that are gonna be willing to step into being the 1%. Okay, the 99% of people that never have success in their life, that struggle, that are broke, that never have a great relationship, they never find fulfillment and happiness, they stay within their comfort zone. They're not willing to do what the 1% is willing to do. The 1% are willing to do things that the 99% won't do. Successful people do what the failures won't do. And for me, I was willing to do that. I was willing to put on a car wash fundraiser and wash cars for a day to raise money to invest in myself. I was willing to sell my car and move into my friend's house and humble myself and live on his couch. I was willing to make sacrifices in my life and work construction jobs on the weekend and give up time with my friends and having fun. And so that I could get further ahead and make that change in my life, because I knew that just spending my life working 9 to 5, spending my life hanging out with my friends on the weekends, all of that was living for the moment and today, but it was not living it for and creating the future that I wanted. So I was willing to sacrifice the moment of today, and I sold my TV. I didn't have a TV, guys, for years. I heard from Jim Rohn that your TV is, he calls it the electronic income reducing machine, because every hour that you're spending watching TV, you're missing out on potential money that you could be making, right? So I didn't play video games for years, and I was addicted to video games before that. I was addicted just to my comfort zone and watching TV and playing video games. I sacrificed all of that because I was willing to take 10 steps back in my life to take 100 steps forward. And if you can do that as well, if you're resourceful enough, if you're creative enough, if you want it bad enough. And and that's something that you can do. So don't let that be an excuse. And my brother, I see you're still sticking to it. It's not your mind. It is your mindset. Your reality is all your perception. You create your reality. What you think is what you become. So when you say to yourself, I can't afford it, you're closing off your mind from any possibility of even finding any option of finding a way to afford it. Instead, you got to ask yourself, how can I afford it? How can I come up with the money? When you ask yourself that question, there's new possibilities. So you got to ask yourself, I'm challenging here, man, on this, because I see where you're stuck, and I'm trying to help you get unstuck. It's like you have a computer, an operating system, there's a virus, and I'm trying to give you the solution to clean that and to take on a new operating system that can open up new doors of possibility and opportunity in your life. But hey, if it's working for you, if you want to continue that for you to be a reality, then be my guest. I'm providing for you a different opportunity, a different way of thinking and being in your life that can get you out of this reality that you've created for yourself to provide a new reality of more success and abundance. Man, I was rock bottom, man. I was rock bottom. I can relate. I'm not saying this to you from a privileged place. I'm saying this to you from a place where I was rock bottom. Man, I can't even get started on the challenges that I went through in my life, man. I had to move back in with my mom at certain points, and I couldn't even eat at times. So I know what it's like to suffer in pain, and you've got access to more opportunity than I had when I started. You've got access to YouTube videos and free content and the things that I didn't even have access to. But it just comes down to wanting it bad enough. I mean, if I put a gun to your head and said, hey, you got to figure it out and find a way, you got 24 hours, you would do it. You would figure it out. So, hey, I'm providing for you guys a mindset of success that has helped me and helped many other people that are successful. You've got to decide if if success is for you. And for some of you, it might not be. But to be successful, it's a different level of thinking. You've got to be willing to do what the 1% is willing to do, where the 99% is going to stay stuck and have stories about why they can't do it, why they can't have it. It's just, which one do you want? One thing that Tony Robbins shared with me once, one of the most powerful things I ever heard from him, it's worth writing down. He said, the only thing that's keeping you from what you really want in your life is a story that you keep telling yourself about why you can't have it. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. The only thing that's keeping you stuck in your life right now, and the reason why you don't have what you want, is a story that you keep telling yourself about why you can't have it, why you can't be that person, why you can't do this, why you can't come up with the money, why you can't come up with the time, why you can't, figure things out. And to be successful, you've got to be resourceful. And if you can't be resourceful and figure things out, then it's going to be really hard for you to be successful, because there's an element of everyone that's successful has had to do that, has had to sacrifice. And success is something you got to pay the price for, and the price you got to pay up front. There's no, make me successful now, God, universe, make me successful now, and then later when I'm successful, then I'll pay that price. No, you got to pay the price now, up front, again and again and again, and then success follows from that. So that's what success is reserved for. Okay, let's dive into some more questions here. Cool, Dominica, welcome. KBB is great. I'm in the course and they provide a ton of support and value. Fantastic. I agree. It's one of the best courses I've been through. What is the ultimate purpose of life? Well, your whole life, I'm not going to go too deep or philosophical here for you, but everything in life, okay, this might be too deep for you guys. Nothing in life has any meaning but the meaning that you give it, okay? Everything in life is a meaning that you've created, a story that you've created. That's why everyone has a different reality. I have a different reality than you have, than the next person. We can all experience the same thing, but have a different reality of it. We can have the same events that occur in life, but a different experience of it, because our experience of life is based on the story that we create, the meaning that we create to that. And the fun thing is, you get to decide whatever meaning, whatever purpose that you want for your life. And pick a purpose that empowers you, that serves you. Maybe for you, your purpose in life is to love. For some people, their purpose of life is God. For other people, the purpose of life is to grow and to expand and maximize their potential. But there's no right or wrong, because everyone has a different story, a different meaning, a different purpose than everyone else. And so just choosing what empowers you, because no one's going to know any truth. There's no absolute truth in life. There's only possibilities. Nobody can definitely say this is the purpose of life or this is true and that's not true, because we all filter things in different ways. We filter the experience of life based on what's right and wrong. We all have judgments and different interpretations of events in life. So find a purpose and choose one that empowers and serves you. Glenda says, I got fired yesterday from my job and I want to invest in stocks, but now I'm scared. Well, hey, Glenda, first, I'm sorry to hear about your job. Sometimes when a door closes in your life, it can be discouraging, but Glenda, I hope that you can, in this moment, see that there's other doors that are opening in your life too. Sometimes the pain that we go through in the moment, it can be painful, and it's not what we wanted, and it's unexpected, and it can create a lot of uncertainty and fear for us. When you trust in a higher power, when you trust that everything will work out, oftentimes those painful moments lead to new opportunities. And maybe for you, Glenda, this can actually lead to a better job, a better career that you never would have had if it wasn't for you getting fired from your job. Maybe this experience can actually motivate you to make changes in your life that you would have never have made if it wasn't for getting fired from your job. Maybe getting fired from your job could actually be the greatest thing that ever happens to you in your life, but it's all a matter of how you respond to it. It's getting up from challenges and difficulties and choosing how you respond. And you can turn this obstacle into your greatest gift and opportunities. So take on that mindset. It's just like, sometimes when you go through a breakup, it's really tough, your heart's broken. But, when you find the right person later down the road, you're grateful that you went through that breakup, because it allowed you to find that right person. And if it wasn't for that breakup and them breaking your heart, you would have never found that. So we got to get perspective and not just live short-sighted. We have to expand and get altitude and trust that things will work out. So that's my advice to you there. And then in terms of investing in stocks, right now, we're in a market correction. The markets have dropped 10 to 20%. It's in the correction range based on the coronavirus and the fears of it being a pandemic. Investing right now it's based on, do you have money put aside? Are you financially prepared to invest? Do you have money put aside, saved up? Do you have cash flow coming in that you're able of investing right now? Do you know what you're investing in? Do you have a long-term horizon? There's a lot of pieces that have kind of got to be ready before you really pursue investing, in my opinion. And Usually for most people, if you're struggling financially, if you don't have enough cash flow coming in, if you don't have money saved in the side, if you're in debt, you got to get all of that sorted first before you're ready to pursue investing and take advantage of these opportunities. And that should hopefully motivate you to get your life together, right? Get your money management together, get your habits, your job, all of these things together, because now when opportunities show up, you don't miss out on them, right? You can take advantage of these opportunities and they can really provide for you a lot more. So I'm a buyer right now in stocks because this last week, the stocks have been declining more declining the worst since 2008, since the recession. And I don't know whether or not this pandemic fear is going to trigger recession or not. It could, but for me, whenever there's dips and corrections, I always buy because I have a long-term horizon over 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And you have an advantage when you're a millennial, when you're younger, because usually when the markets drop and you're young, you don't have much money invested, so you're not going to really take much of a hit from that. Plus, you have time on your side. And so when you have a lot of time on your side, markets tend to always correct if you trust and believe in the U.S. economy, which has always gone up and long-term been very strong. Then you can really take advantage of that when you have a lot of time on your side. So for me, dips like this are huge opportunities because I hold a lot of cash and I can invest a lot of it. But the first step, guys, for some of you might be ready for investing, and it could be a great opportunity if you have cash flow, if you know what you're doing. But for some of you, you guys are just not there yet, and you're still kind of at this phase where you got to figure out your career, build a business, and kind of get some cash flow going on, and then these opportunities benefit you so much more. So really don't feel bad if you're not ready for certain things. Just use it as motivation. I mean, sometimes feeling bad can motivate you, right? So use it as motivation, guys, to be ready, prepared, to take advantage. Because right now, this is an opportunity I'm presenting to you, KBB, Tony and Dean, it sucks when you can't take advantage of opportunity. You're missing out. So that should motivate you to make those sacrifices now in your life and early and get all that together so that you can benefit from when these opportunities show up in your life. All right, let's do a few more questions. Okay. Lizzie says, how do you stay motivated through those hard times and those struggles? Well, Lizzie, for me, there's always things that are constant in my life. There's always things that I do every day that are constant, that lay that foundation and make sure that I'm always at my best. And I'm not always at my best, but with that intention that I have every day, I get close to it, and there's times where I'm living there consistently. So Lizzie, for me, it always starts off with the morning ritual. Every day I start off the day, I'm always feeding my mind with positivity. I'm always reading. And just reading and consuming positive information, motivational content is always feeding me and inspiring me to take action in my life. And that's something that you always need, especially when you're going through a hard time, is when you feed your mind with other role models or references of people that have also been through difficulty and they figured it out, then that's going to help support you when you're going through those difficult times. So for me, I'm reading. When I go outside and I go for a run or I'm on the treadmill, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to motivational speeches, things that get me fired up and really feed my psychology so that I can be rock solid. I journal every day. I got my journal. I sit out here and I write out 10 things I'm grateful for, and I journal about my experiences and I process all of that therapeutically. I have written on these flashcards inspirational quotes and affirmations that I put together, and I read those out loud and I speak them, and that helps prime my mindset, my psychology as well. I read over my vision and my goals and what I want from my life. I read out my purpose for my life and what I really want and what my why is, right? All of these things that I do every day, Lizzie, those things contribute to you being on fire every day and unstoppable and feeling great and being motivated, right? I have masterminds I'm a part of. I hire coaches and mentors. I've got accountability groups in my life that keep me on track when I don't feel like it. They pull me past that and they support me with that. So Lizzie, there's just 10 other things I just gave you that you could be doing. And a lot of people, what happens is when things are going well for them, they don't often do these things. You got to always do these things. For me, I never start my day without making sure I prime myself to be at my best, to be at level 10. Because when you're at level 10, you can handle whatever shows up in your life in a very different way versus if you wake up and you got your anxiety and your fear and your depression and you're reading the news and you're checking your social media, checking your email, and you're just reactive throughout the day rather than being proactive and making sure you're taking care of yourself and loving yourself to be the best you can be. So for me, those are the habits and rituals that just make sure I can always get through whatever life throws at me. And then also, I trust in God. I trust in a higher power. I have faith. I read the Bible. I pray. All of those things also support me as well. Aaron says, this is kind of an expansion. When you dive into it, what keeps you motivated? I'm always good for about a week, and then I slowly break away from those rituals. So Aaron, I think, one, you got to understand, anytime you start anything new, it's outside your comfort zone. Okay, it's not yet a habit yet. And so you're always faced this resistance. When you step outside your comfort zone is always pulling you right back into it, pulling you back into a comfortable way of being, your identity and your habitual way of being that you've conditioned your whole life, right? And maybe that's laziness, maybe that's procrastination. Those ways of being, you've conditioned it so much that when you try to be motivated and create new rituals, it's trying to pull you back into that, And so you got to understand that the beginning phases, you got to fight that. You got to push past that. And it's not until maybe a month or a few months of pushing past that resistance that becomes your new comfort zone and your new reality. And it doesn't really take that much effort to keep it up. A simple analogy I can give you, it's almost like a rocket going into space, right? When a rocket is taking off, it's got to use 80% of its fuel just to get outside the Earth's atmosphere because it's fighting the resistance of the Earth's gravitational pull. It requires a tremendous amount of energy. Just like for you, when you start your new ritual, when you start your new business, your new goal, your new hobby, you got to use 80% of your energy. You got to be focused so much on that and push past that resistance period. But guess what? When that spaceship gets into space, there's no more gravity. It doesn't require much fuel. And it's effortless. And it's the same thing for you, is that once you get past that 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it is, now what was once difficult is just your new way of being. It's your default habit and way of being. So you got to understand that, Aaron. And you also have to link massive pleasure, because pain is a good short-term motivator, but pleasure is the best long-term motivator. And it's not until you associate in your mind that what you're doing, you get massive pleasure from it, that it'll become sustainable for you. For me, going to the gym, working on my business, reading, doing my rituals, all these great habits I've cultivated in my life, they don't require willpower and discipline at this stage, honestly, because I get so much pleasure out of doing it. I get so much pleasure when I meditate every day. I mean, there was once a time it was so painful, it was so hard to meditate. It was like boring for me, right? I get so much pleasure from it now. I just love being relaxed and being present, and it just calms my mind so much and it helps me process things throughout the day in a different way. I get so much pleasure from it. I look forward to it. I always want to go longer in my meditation, and that's because of the pleasure I link to it. So, Aaron, some of you guys are kind of asking about motivation and these kind of mindset pieces. I got 2 courses that I think you guys should get, and because they're going to help solve these challenges for you once and for all. One of them is called my Morning Ritual Mastery course. It's pretty inexpensive at morningritualmastery.com. This is going to teach you over 7 days. It's a video training I created to create that unstoppable morning ritual. And that's going to help you get through any challenging and tough times in your life. It's going to help you be at level 10 every day. And it's going to help you make it a lasting ritual in your life as well. Okay, so morningritualmastery.com, I would get that. The other one is called my Life Mastery Accelerator at lifemasteryaccelerator.com. This is an online members area that has my highest quality content, way better than any content I've ever created on YouTube. Because in the Life Mastery Accelerator, I go really deep on overcoming procrastination, overcoming your challenges of motivation, overcoming limiting beliefs and shifting it. A lot of things I go really deep on inside the Life Mastery Accelerator. That is some of my best content, my best training. And that's also very inexpensive too. So lifemasteryaccelerator.com and morningritualmastery.com. If you really want to go deeper with it than what I can answer for you in a couple minute response here on YouTube, get those programs, because they'll be invaluable for you. It's really my best work. Okay, I'll do another question, guys, and then I'll give you guys a tour of the KBB members area. Then I'll come back and answer some more questions that you guys have. All right. So Doris says, I can't meditate. It doesn't work for me. So let me kind of share with you my perspective on that if you're open to it. So meditation works, but I think you got to understand what the purpose and the value of meditation is. Our brains are mostly overactive. Okay, most of us, we overthink. We have so many active thoughts, and we're conditioned for constant stimulation because the world we live in today, with social media, with our computers and the internet, all TV, all this, there's so much information overload for us that what happens is our brains are so overactive, and when you have an overactive brain, it leads to a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, because fear is anticipation of pain. Most often you're thinking, anxiety and fear is you're future oriented. You're thinking about what if this happens, what if that happens, and you're not living in the present moment. And there's a lot of mental challenges that come from that. And so meditation is the process of you calming your mind. And when you meditate, what happens is thoughts occur, right? You're gonna have thoughts that show up, the thoughts of, this is a waste of time, or you think about what you gotta do this day, or whatever your thoughts show up. That's the benefit of meditation right there. Meditation is not when you just don't think. Meditation is when you catch yourself and you develop the awareness and the mindfulness of these thoughts, and you bring yourself back to the present moment, and you bring yourself back to a focal point or a mantra or your breath or whatever it is, and is constantly bringing yourself back. So you meditate, you close your eyes, and you have thoughts. Most often we indulge in thinking, we're not aware of it, and it takes like a minute or two, like, oh hey, my mind is being active right now. Okay, go back to my breath. You go back to your breath for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute, and then your mind goes off again, and you go back to it. And that alone is life-changing. And meditation for me is the antidote for this crazy world that we live in. You'd be surprised, Doris, if I met you, I can guarantee I could see how meditation could really transform your life, because I think everybody needs to meditate. Truly, everybody does. Because when you live in the present moment, that's where happiness is. That's where peace is. And learning how to not live in the past and the future and be present and have mindfulness and awareness of your thoughts, and to not judge your thoughts, not attach to them, but be an observer of them, and to calm your mind. That's one of the most important skills and one of the most important things you can do in your life. I mean, it's just even so important for a relationship, being present with someone, rather than being off in the future or thinking. And I just see a lot of challenges that people have is just overthinking, living too much in their head. Okay, so I'm gonna dive, guys, to showing you behind the scenes of KBB and a little bit more about the program, and then I'll come back. It's a couple minutes. I actually already recorded this video. I'm just gonna play it for you guys because it's a screen capture video, and then I'll come back and answer your questions. So they'll be a couple minutes long. And again, if you wanna learn more about KBB, the links are in the description. The recording with Tony and Dean and my bonuses are there for you as well. So let me cue it up for you guys. Hey, this is Stephen James, and in this video, I'm gonna give you a behind the scenes look of the Knowledge Broker Blueprint created by Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson, and Jenna Kutcher. So if you're on the fence or you're thinking about joining the program, like a sneak peek of everything inside the members area. Now I'm logged in right now, and you can see there's two different courses. There's the Knowledge Business Blueprint and the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. The Knowledge Business Blueprint is what they originally launched this course as last year, and it ended up being the biggest digital product launch in the history of digital product launches, and it's primarily because of Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins hadn't created a new course in over 12 years, and Tony's someone that's made a huge impact in my life. I mean, he's the #1 life coach in the world. He's larger than life. And for me personally, anytime that Tony creates anything, I buy it because I know that it's going to be high quality. I know that there's not a lot of things that he endorses or puts his name behind, and anything he's ever created, I know the benefit I've gotten from it. And so that was one of the reasons why I really got behind KBB. And when they first launched it, they had 20-something thousand plus members that joined it. And they learned a lot from their members. So in their Facebook group community, which I'll show you in a bit, they're really invested in learning as much as they can to help people have success. And that's one thing I really love and respect about Tony and Dean. They're really doing this to make a huge impact, and they want to create the best course possible. And from my experience as someone that's already, invested in many different courses, training, seminars, I've done a lot of self-development, a lot of investment in business and marketing. I can confidently say this has been one of the best courses I've ever been through, and it's one of the most best put together courses as well that I've actually learned a lot from at my stage of my career. And so they made it even better, and that's where they have the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. Is they invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy to making it even better than it was before, which I didn't even think was possible, but they did. And that's a really important thing to know. The mindset that they're trying to really help you, and they're going to do everything they can to make the course better and better and better for you. And when you buy the course, you get the lifetime access to it, but you also, as they improve it, make it better, you benefit from that over time. So that's one great reason to, invest in the course that I really love. So you can see I'm logged in right now. They've got this welcome video of Tony and Dean. There's actually a lot of value just in the welcome video alone. There's a lot of mindset pieces. And if you follow my work, you know how I'm so big into mindset and psychology and how important that is for success. And that was one piece they really recognized, because there's a lot of tactics in this course. There's a lot of practical information that you can apply, but they really recognize the importance of mindset in getting you to actually take action with it. And so this first module is on mastering your mindset. I'll just kind of give you a quick overview and I'll kind of click on some of them. But first one is mastering your mindset, primarily taught by Tony Robbins, the master of mindset. Next up, we've got extraction and discovery. This really goes into how to find your niche, your strengths, your superpowers is what they call it, so that you can really, if you're in a position right now, you have no idea what kind of business you want to build or what niche you want to be in, this helps you do that. And I found this to be really beneficial because, Dean Graziosi guides you through a process to help you identify where you have the highest chance of success in which niche. And that's invaluable, because I know there's a lot of people that lack that certainty and clarity on that. This module helps you with that, and I think that's just so valuable for so many people. Next is mastering marketing mastery. So this is where they really go into marketing, how to attract people to you online, how to run Facebook ads, create social media, how to do content, a lot of really awesome stuff, how to get affiliates, a lot of stuff for me. Like I love marketing, and so this is one of the most valuable modules for me. And I've actually had people on my team go through this training on their social media because they're on the cutting edge. I mean, if you've seen their launch and you're someone that's kind of learning about marketing, you'll see that what Tony and Dean are doing is the best out there. I've never seen marketing like what they're doing. And so they're the best to learn from in that area. And this is a really valuable module. Next is generating the right clients. This really helps you identify your ideal customer and your demographics and how to attract the right people and disqualify people that aren't the right fit for you. And this is really valuable too. Next, and by the way, if you're brand new to business and marketing, this course is like gold for you, because it took me like so many years to learn some of these basic principles. And they teach basic stuff, but then they go more advanced. But the basic stuff, the fundamentals of marketing and business, if you're brand new, this is going to educate you probably more than like a lot of business and marketing courses in the university, because they're actually doing it too. Next, module 5 is running your event with confidence. So how to put on a workshop, a mastermind, all the logistics of that, really, really valuable. And then module number 6 is the knowledge consultant and reporter. So this is if you don't want to be the expert, you can be more behind the scenes and you can be the reporter of someone else or put on logistically events. And I think that's valuable to know is, do you want to be the coach, the expert in your business, the knowledge broker, or do you want to be the behind the scenes person? Because and that's why it kind of helps you discover too, which I think is really valuable. Not everybody wants to be the coach, the speaker, the influencer, I guess. Many people want to be behind the scenes, and I think that's just as valuable. I have people behind the scenes in my business, and they add a lot of value to me and allowing me to do what I do. Same thing with Tony and Dean. They all have someone behind the scenes. And so don't think you have to be that, the front and center person. You can actually be the person behind the scenes and the marketer and the handle logistics and all that. We all have different strengths within us. So if I click here on module 1, I'm not going to go through every single module and lesson for you. All right, so you can see it's really beautifully designed and well put together. But each module, there's many different lessons inside of it. And if I click on lesson 1, there's all these additional lessons within it. So it's a very content heavy and rich course. So you can see just here in lesson 1, you know, there's already several different videos within this. So, and the one thing I love about this course that I've really learned that I apply to my courses is they made it gamification. So as you go through the course, there's different quizzes that you complete to test what you've learned. And then you also get different achievements and badges and points, and you can unlock additional bonuses within the course, which is really awesome. So here's a video by Tony. They have action steps, they've got tools, audio, transcript for it. If I go to extraction and discovery, you'll see, you know, your expertise and ideal client. There's just so much content. It would take me a long time just to go through everything. So you can see here, there's all these different sessions just within this. And then there's a bonus you can unlock from Tony Robbins, which you get through earning points as you complete the course. So they have a really good retention rate because of that. The marketing module for me is just gold. I mean, this is well worth the price just in and of itself. Because sometimes just learning some of these different tactics with marketing can make a huge, huge difference. So becoming a marketing expert, and especially because they have so many additional teachers in this course. It's not just Tony and Dean. They brought in Jenna Kutcher, Russell Brunson, and a lot of other experts, you know, the best at what they do to further help you as well. They also have great success stories throughout the course too, so you can learn what other students are doing, which is really valuable. They also have a Mind Mint software, so I'm not going to go too much into this, but they pretty much put over $1 million into this software. That's really valuable. You get 1 year access to it, and it helps you put on your events and take your knowledge and put it together into an actual mastermind event, which is really valuable too. So that's really awesome. The Facebook group community, I'll show you that real quick right now. There is over 25,000 members in this group. And Dean Graziosi is super active in this. He does so many live videos, which I love, but it's one of the best Facebook groups I've ever seen. You know, hundreds of comments in a lot of cases that you see inside some of these posts. And right now, a lot of people have been joining. So a lot of the posts are people, you know, that are brand new to the program and whatnot. But this is one thing I love, just how great their community is. Anytime you need help, inspiration, people here have such incredible mindsets. And it's just really invaluable to be a part of something like that. So you're not going about it alone. And then they got so many great bonuses. I mean, Tony Robbins' Ultimate Edge here is actually a program that changed my life that he's also giving you for free. This is a program that I got 15 years ago. It's called Get the Edge back then. And now they called it the Ultimate Edge, but it's just so valuable. So hopefully this video kind of helps you behind the scenes. You can see what's inside this course and you know, help make a decision whether or not you want to invest in it or not. They also have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so I'd say give it a shot. If you're not happy with it, you can get your money back, but I'd much rather you go for it and, you know, actually take that chance than not going for it at all, because I'd much rather you have, you know, at least gone for it and tried it rather than having a sense of regret. Regret is one of the worst things, and so this is something that could change your life, and you'll not really know unless you actually give it a shot and try it and go for it. But I think regardless of what business you're in, the skills of business, marketing, and sales and influence that you learn from this is applicable to any business or even any aspect of life, and it's been valuable for me in so many different ways. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you want to learn more information, I'll link below in the description to KBB, how you can learn more about it, and some additional resources for you as well. Thanks for watching. Hey, this is Stefan. All right, I'm back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little preview, the sneak peek of the Knowledge Broker Blueprint. And again, I'll dive into the questions that you guys have now, but I do want to mention that I've also got incredible bonuses together for you also. And by the way, that video didn't even do it justice, really. There's so much more into it, but the presentation they did yesterday, again, the recording is below. You'll really learn more of what's actually inside the program. And then below in the description, you can learn more about my bonuses also. So you can get all of that, but it'll only be available for a limited time. Okay, so I saw some great questions come in. I really appreciate the questions that you guys have. Monica had asked about how do I find ways to provide value to people that do not share my same values? I want to influence people to create a positive impact on the environment, but it is such a highly controversial topic. So, you know, Monica, it's a little bit, trying to influence someone without knowing what already influences them is very difficult. That's an uphill battle of what you're trying to do, because it's very hard to market something to someone or sell someone something that they don't want. Every product, every service that you might have in business is not going to be for everybody, and you can't pretend that it is. Every product or service or every business is going to be a core demographic, an ideal customer of the person that wants it, the person that is proactively looking for your product, looking for your solution, looking for what you're offering. And you don't want to try to convince people to buy your product. You want to get in front of people that are already looking for the solution that you're providing to them. And so I think, Monica, I think for you, this is a course that's going to benefit you, because I think there's a few pieces of marketing that you don't understand. I think you have a vision, an idea of what you want to do, but you're lacking the knowledge when it comes to the marketing side. And marketing is key before you create your product, your service, and really you got to do research on the niche that you're in. And so every niche is going to be different. Every market, every topic, every genre is going to be different. And part of your job in business is to really understand the demographic of who your ideal customer is and get clarity on that, and to research that and go deep on that, and to narrow your niche and find out what their problems are. And our job as an entrepreneur is to solve those problems, is to serve and empower those people, rather than trying to go after people that don't care about what it is that you have to offer. For me, with my business and marketing, I'm not for everybody, and I don't try to be for everybody. There's a lot of people that are not open to self-development. There's a lot of people that are very close-minded. There's a lot of people that are very skeptical. There's a lot of people that, that just have a different reality, different belief system, different mindset. They're not open to what I have to share with them. And that's okay. I'm not for everybody. I don't try to be for everyone. Not every product that I have is going to be for everybody. But part of marketing is actually disqualifying those people, and then you bring in and attract the people that do actually want what you have to offer. So there's, I think, a few pieces there with Monica that you got to get clarity on your business, your niche, marketing it, and the work of KBB is going to help you with that, to get clarity on what the best path of success is for whatever niche that you want to build your business around. All right. Let's dive into some more questions. Veronica says, people talk about a marketing bit, but there's nobody who gets straight to the point. I want to know step by step how this works and exactly what to do. There's many talks, but how about showing it? I believe in affiliate marketing, but a lot of them do not show personally how it works step by step to actually help us. So Veronica, it looks like you're looking for a course. Like, you got to understand the courses and the trainings are going to be step by step. I've got a course called Affiliate Marketing Mastery that's step by step by step, screen capture tutorial videos that walk you through the process. I have some videos here on my YouTube channel as well that kind of show how affiliate marketing works as well. But Veronica, like, I think maybe you have an expectation that people should just like give all this to you for free. And that's not how it's going to work. I'm providing a lot of free information and value to you, but I'm limited in what I can do on a free video, in a video that I have on YouTube for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So Veronica, I mean, what I would say and what I'd venture, your question kind of, for me, like what I see is that you're a person that needs a lot of certainty, right? You need to know kind of, everything, the process before you start something. My advice to you then would be to just, like, I have a course, there's other courses out there. Buy it. There's usually a 30-day refund window. Buy it, try it, learn the process, see if it makes sense, and if you want to keep it, you keep it, and if you don't, then you get your money back. It's pretty simple. I think you're making it a little bit too complex for you, rather than just trying it and seeing if you like it or not. It's almost like, you want to buy a new outfit at the store, but you're not really sure how the outfit's going to look for you or not. You don't really know until you try it on, right? You got to actually take the outfit off the rack, try it on, and in some cases you actually have to go out and try on the outfit for a day or two and take it home with you. And then you got a 30-day period where if you decide that, I don't really like the outfit, then you can take it back and you can return it. You can get a different size. You can try another outfit that you might like. And you're just wasting too much time, in my opinion, by like delaying that process, when I'd much rather you just like try it on, go for it, experience it. And actually, that's the only way, Veronica, you're actually gonna get the certainty that you're looking for. So that's what I would say. Otherwise, I think you're expecting too much. No one's just going to give you the whole process. The course is the process broken down step by step. Try it and go through it, and then you'll learn the process. All right. Great questions, guys. Let's see. So May asks, how do you manage your time coming from working a full-time job, building a business, family, God, fitness, etc.? So great question, May. How I manage my time now is very different than before, okay? There's different levels, there's different stages, okay, that I want you to understand. First is there's a lot of time management tactics and strategies that you want to learn about. For me, I schedule things throughout my day because I look at, we all have the same amount of time, there's 24 hours in a day. It's how we use that time. And to get the most out of every hour of the day, you have to be efficient in scheduling and planning things. So for me, waking up at a certain time, having, scheduling my morning ritual, planning out my day so I know what's going to happen and when I'm going to focus on this and that. Learning how to manage your priorities is key because it's not as much time management, but priority management. There's a lot of things people do in their day that isn't really moving the needle in their life. It's not really making the biggest return for the effort that they're putting in. So learning what to prioritize and prioritizing the most important things first thing in the morning when you have the most willpower and discipline is really key. Waking up earlier, no distractions, all of these time management principles are really important to learn. So you want to learn all that as much as you can. But I schedule things. I schedule when I'm going to have date night with Tatiana. I schedule when I'm going to go to the gym. I schedule when I've got parts of my business I'm focused on. I schedule in my time with God. I schedule in my time for church on Sundays. All of that is scheduled and is planned out in advance. And I know if I follow that schedule, then I check the box. I'm making progress in my body, in my relationship, in my business, in my finances, with God. All of that I'm making progress towards because I have a plan that's already laid out, that's set up to win, and I follow that. So usually that's kind of how you have to first really manage your time. Then you got to understand that money is a tool, a resource that's going to buy time back in your life. And that's why I think money is so valuable, because time is a limited resource that we have, but money can actually free up a lot of time. So for me, part of the big solution for this was building an online business and making passive income and leveraging myself to make more money. And this is something that you got to prioritize because having a job, unfortunately, is going to limit your life in some ways because your time is kind of dependent. You have to work 40 hours a week, but you're working for someone else and you're kind of a bit of a slave, a bit of a prisoner to someone else and to this job that you have. And so for me, when I built an online business, that was the ultimate solution that solved a lot of time issues in my life because now I no longer had to trade my time for money. Now I had passive income set up that I put in the time up front and I'm making money while I sleep. I can take a week off, a month off my business, I still have money that's coming in on autopilot. That right there is going to solve a lot of your time issues. But the problem is to make that, to create that, build an online business and get it to that point, you've got to invest a lot of your time up front for maybe many months or maybe even years before you get to that point where now you free up your time in that way. But for me, it's just worth it. It's just a no-brainer to create that for yourself. And then also when you have money, you can free up your time because now you can hire a personal chef. Like we have a personal chef that comes here 3 times a week. I don't have to cook. I don't have to spend however many hours most people do every week cooking. That's a luxury that money can provide for you. I don't have to clean. We have a cleaner that's here right now, someone that comes 3 times a week. They clean the entire home for us. So that also is freeing up several hours a week. I have a personal assistant, right? Darina, many of you guys have talked with her. So she frees up, she works full time for me, 40, sometimes 50, 60 hours in a week. She's doing my appointments for me, managing parts of my life for me, booking things for me, researching things for me. That's like 40, 50 hours a week that I'm getting back. And so money, I know you're not there yet. Many of you might not be, right? But I'm painting for you what money can do for you and why you want to earn it. And you've got to, be willing up front to invest the time and the money and everything to get yourself to that point. Because once you do, that now you have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, whenever you want. And you can focus more on the high leverage things in your life and the things that you enjoy, the things that actually give you fulfillment. For me, my morning ritual is 3 hours in the morning. I wake up around 7 a.m. and I don't start work till 10 a.m. And I didn't, I never was able to do that before when I had a job and, things like that. But I've set up my life over the last many years to create my life and to be in this position where I can focus more of my time on my relationship, on my health, on my spirituality, on things that bring a lot of fulfillment in my life. So it starts with, again, I kind of gave you where you got to start. You got to start by investing in yourself, growing, learning, sacrificing in your life, working hard, making extra money, and building a business, all of those things. And yes, it's going to be tough for a few years. It was tough for me for a few years, a lot of sacrifices. But again, I took 10 steps back to take 100 steps forward. I got to a position where I could rebalance my life and have that ultimate freedom. And so it's worth doing that, to invest a few years to get to that point. And some of you might get there, some of you might never get there. It's just really up to you. It's today starting on that process, that journey, and trusting in long term you can get there, but you've got to go through a process. Okay, is this course valuable for a 19-year-old? I want to help other people in personal development, but have not discovered my strengths yet and don't know what medium to express myself through. Absolutely. I think you have a huge advantage being 19 years old. I started my self-development journey when I was 17 years old, but I didn't start my first business till I was 21 years old. And if I knew what I knew, from KBB and from all my bonuses when I was 19, man, who knows where I'd be today, especially in the self-development space. I mean, took me so many years to get to where I'm at that if I could learn from myself and pass on what I know now to my younger self, I would have built Project Life Mastery and everything is so much easier and faster with a lot less stress. So absolutely, when you're young, you can accelerate that process so much. And personal development is a great niche. I started in the dating niche and then evolved into self-development. And understand that part of this process is discovering your strengths. Your strengths will be revealed to you when you invest in yourself and you grow. Part of self-development is learning and building a business is you learn what you're good at and you learn what you're not good at. I know through building a business, I'm not really great at numbers. I'm not great at accounting. I'm not great at managing people. I'm not great at operations, but I am great at a lot of other great things. And I didn't learn what I'm great at and what I'm not great at unless I started the journey in the process and went through it. And sometimes it takes months and years. I mean, it's a lifetime, really. I'm still learning about myself, and that's a beautiful thing. But you only learn that by taking action. You don't learn it just by reading books and okay, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. No, you learn what you're good at and what you're not good at by actually going through the process and taking action and seeing, and actually having that self-awareness really as you're going through it. Monica says, how do you overcome fear? I want to learn how to swim. Okay, so there's a lot of different techniques and things I can share with you for overcoming fear. A lot of techniques for neuro-linguistic programming that can help you with that. In terms of how you represent swimming or whatever you're afraid of, there's certain psychological triggers and images and representations of whatever it is that you're afraid of that you can distort and change and shift through NLP that can help you with that. But I'm not going to go into that today. I've got trainings on that on my channel and also inside my Life Mastery Accelerator. But I'll give you one of my favorite reasons, my favorite strategies for overcoming fear. If you have a fear, let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, your fear, let's say, is a level 7. Or maybe it's even a phobia. Maybe it's like level 8 or 9 or something like that, okay? But let's say it's level 7. The way you overcome a fear is you develop an even greater fear, okay? You create a greater fear than whatever this fear is at level 7 or level 5 or whatever it is. You create an even greater fear of what will happen in your life if you don't overcome this, if you don't master this fear. So, for example, for me, I have a lot of fear in my life. I really do. In fact, a lot of the most successful people that I know, they have a lot of fear. And what got me to overcome a lot of these other fears around, the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of sticking my neck out on YouTube and maybe people might judge or criticize me, the fear of going for it, investing in myself, investing in a course, all these fears that I had, what got me to overcome that was a greater fear. And for me, those deeper fears motivate me to take the actions every day in spite of whatever fears that show up. So for example, fears that I have that drive me. I'm terrified of ever getting cancer or heart disease or diabetes. I mean, that for me is just so scary. That you could have everything in your life, but if you got cancer, heart diabetes, I mean, if your health is compromised, it's game over. I mean, it's something that I can't even imagine going through, and that scares me so much. And as a result of that, that fear motivates me to take care of my body every day, to eat broccoli and vegetables and green juices, and to drink ginger shots and cayenne pepper shots and apple cider vinegar, and make sacrifices in what's pleasurable to do what's great for my body, and to work out and go through the temporary pain and discomfort, because I have a greater fear that I never want to get sick. I never want to go through cancer. I never want to be obese. I never want to go through that. So that terrifies me, that motivates me. I have a fear, guys, of being broke, because I once was broke. I was once in debt, and I have so much fear around that. I just never want to go back. I never want to go back to that reality. My parents went through a bankruptcy growing up. That was so painful, and to be in a situation where I didn't have money, that created so much pain in my life that I never wanted to go through that in my life. That for me, that motivates me to, whatever fear that shows up about, someone criticizing me on YouTube, or, fear of failure, losing $1,000, $2,000. For me, I'd much rather go through that and then be the alternative of being in debt again and being suffering financially. And even greater fear for me is having a child, bringing someone into this world and having them struggle financially because I can't provide for my family. Those fears drive me so much, guys. And I use fear to my advantage in that way, and it helps me overcome all these other ones. I have a fear of being alone. I have a fear of going through a divorce. My parents were both divorced twice. I saw the pain of that, and I never want to go through that. And so that motivates me to love Tatiana every day, to meet her needs, to step up, to be romantic, to do things that can allow my relationship to thrive, right? To learn more about relationships, to invest in relationships, to hire coaches and invest in programs, because I never want that divorce to be a reality, and the divorce rate in the United States is 50%. So find a greater fear. Now, when it comes to something like swimming, the fear could be thinking about what your life will be like if you never learn how to swim. Thinking about what you can miss out on in your life, all the benefit, all the pleasure that you can get from that. And that should create some pain for you to create something that's even a greater fear, fear of missing out, fear of not maximizing your potential, fear of maybe drowning one day because you didn't learn how to swim. Those are things that should scare you and motivate you to overcome this fear of swimming. So that's a psychological trick that I use on myself all the time, is I create a greater consequence for not taking action. Because a lot of people don't realize there's a consequence in doing nothing. Making no decision is also a decision, by the way. And for me, I've always just strived to find the answers, to learn, to grow, to do whatever's necessary, because I'm afraid of going back, man. I've been with it. I've experienced it, man. I've experienced the pain, and for me, I just never want to go back to that. And that can be a motivator for you. Use that as motivation in your life, and set a standard for yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to accept anything less. I'm not going to settle in my life. I'm not going to struggle no more. And I'm going to use this situation to motivate me to move forward in my life. So finding that why and that purpose for doing anything, if it's strong enough, it will move you into action. Awesome, guys. We'll do a few more questions. All right. All right. So someone says, I'm over 50 and looking to start a business. Is it too late or foolish to consider starting a business at my age? Of course not. I mean, Colonel Sanders started Kentucky Fried Chicken when he was 65 years old. Some of the greatest inventions and things that we get to benefit from in our lives are people that started businesses and took their idea and turned it into a reality that we now benefit from. And if they had said to themselves, I'm too old, I can't start a business, I can't do this or that, we wouldn't be benefiting from a lot of these great things. So age is just a number. if anything, when you're older, you have more of an advantage because you have more wisdom, you have more life experience. You know, you're in some ways a wiser, better position in your life. Usually people actually don't even become millionaires until they're like in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know, so you're in the prime of your life in terms of your intelligence, in terms of your wisdom, in terms of your life experience, and that's all a great asset to you. So again, when I shared with you guys how everything's just a matter of interpretation, perception, you can either perceive things and create a story that your age is a limitation for you, or you can create an empowering story that it's an advantage for you. It's all the story that you create, the meaning that you get to make up, right? Most of the limiting beliefs we have are just stories that we made up. And you can create a new story, just like how you made up that limiting BS, you can create a new empowering story, belief system that can serve you as well. It's all up to you. Age is just a number. What really matters is, you know, how you feel really at the end of the day. I remember for me, for example, I always felt like I'm 33 years old, but I got into self-development so young, but people always thought I was older than I was just because I was just wiser beyond my years. I have more experience, I'd say, than an average person that's my age. And, you know, it's just all a matter of that, you know, interpretation. So don't let that stop you. Of course not. You know, you're probably in a better position today to start a business than you were before. And just find other examples and role models of people that are at that age. I mean, look at all the people that you can find that are in their 60s and even 70s that are starting businesses and being successful. And when you see that they've done it, then you can too. It provides a new possibility for you. Someone says, I know that I'm supposed to start a YouTube channel to attract and add value to my tribe, but how do I get over a fear of judgment and just start? Well, what's the worst that's going to happen? I mean, really at the end of the day, people are going to judge and criticize you anyways. And people that are judging you, you have to understand it has nothing to do with you. You know, it really doesn't. When someone's judging you, they're actually judging themselves. People that judge other people, they judge themselves much harsher. Because people that judge someone else, they're not a happy person. They're someone that's going through a state of suffering in their life. They're angry, they're frustrated, they're in a negative state, and they're just projecting that onto you. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just where that person is in their life. And so you got to learn not to take it personally, not to create a meaning out of what someone else says, that it means that you're not good enough, that you're a bad person, or whatever it is. That's just their opinion, and they don't know you personally, so don't take it personally. And so you can't, you know, those are things that you can't control. And for me, guys, you know, I kind of look at it, kind of going back, I use this analogy that I like to use. Our brains are like computers, okay? And we have an operating system. It's our beliefs, our values, our perceptions, the way we look at the world. A lot of people that are negative and unhappy, they have like a virus in their computer. And they're trying to infect other people with that virus, right? So they go and they write negative things, they judge, they criticize, all of that, okay? And for you, you just gotta make sure that you have the right mindset, that you don't let that virus infect your computer. And for me personally, I just don't really consume much comments and things like that online. I kind of filter all that stuff out, and I have, you know, my customer support team, my community manager, people that moderate comments and all that sort of stuff. And so I don't really have that stuff that shows up in my life. And so maybe for you, you could build a YouTube channel and just not even have comments on if you don't want to. You can get someone else to moderate the comments for you. But at the end of the day, when someone does criticize or judge, I just understand that person's in a state of suffering in their life, because anyone that's actually happy and loving their life, they don't have the need to go and try to bring other people down and criticize them. People that are actually truly happy, they want to bring other people up. They want to share positivity and share love and kindness in the world. And for me, when I see people that write those things, I just see a state of suffering. It's almost like you got to evolve your consciousness levels, and you can kind of see where that's coming from. And the solution is not to judge someone back, not to criticize them, not to say they're a bad person or anything, but just to love them and to forgive them and have compassion and empathy for them, because they're just in a bad place. And they might not even be aware of the darkness and the rough place that they're in their life, but you just got to pray for them and love them anyways, and just not take it personally. So I think at the end of the day, like one thing I love about being an influencer and being a YouTuber is that it's actually forced me to become so much of a better person, because I deal with thousands, millions of people that watch my videos, and I get all these different perspectives and beliefs and judgments, criticisms, some good, some bad, all of that. And it's helped me just kind of detach from that and just kind of see where people are and to appreciate everyone's different viewpoint and where they are in their life. And that's been valuable for me. And there's some things that are useful, like constructive feedback. If the intent is good, I can use that and actually get better, and that can improve me in many different ways. But it's just forced me to become more conscious, more spiritual, and just love no matter what. And so it's a beautiful journey of self-development as you build your YouTube channel, because you got to overcome your fears, and you got to learn how to hopefully love other people more and have compassion for everybody. And for me, that's just the path that I've taken, being a YouTuber and everything. Okay, we'll do one more questions, guys. Monica says, is this video going to be available after it ends? Absolutely. Yeah, the recording should be here for you afterwards on YouTube. How do I teach someone if I'm not yet successful myself? Everyone says that self-education is the biggest business right now, and you should make your own courses that people pay for to learn. So the approach that you want to take is not that I'm successful and you got to learn from me. The more approach to take, the better approach is that you're just 1 or 2 steps ahead from someone else. See, there's different levels of success, right? So there's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10, let's say, right? You don't have to be at level 10 to help someone that's here at level 1. You can just be at level 2, and you can help this person just to move to level 1 or level 2 because you've been there. And that's the better approach to take. Don't think that you have to be an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm just someone that shares my life experience, what's worked for me in my years of experience. And as I grow, you eventually become the expert over time. But I didn't wait until I was like super successful. I just started sharing, hey, here's something that's helped me. Here's some fitness tips that have helped me move along in my life. Here's some things that have helped me in my dating life. Here's some things that have helped me with my rituals in my life. And other people saw benefit and value from it. And you're actually more relatable. You have an advantage when you're more relatable, just a few steps ahead of someone, rather than being like level 10. A lot of people, for example, like for me, I remember getting into fitness, I could never often relate to that person that had like the perfect body. I more related to that person that was just a few steps ahead of me, that was just like, had a similar body type, but they just, were 10 pounds less than me, or, just more of an achievable result that I could relate and connect to a lot more than that person that was like the fitness model. So understand that there's a market and niche for people that are looking to learn from people that are just a few steps ahead, and that you don't have to be, the expert or the super successful person to start that. If I waited for that, I would have never have begun. Same thing with Tony Robbins and many other people as well. So that's just the mindset you got to take on, is don't think that you have to be perfect. No one is perfect. And that you have value and gifts that you can share with other people. And as you help other people and as you build your business, you learn and you become more of the expert over time. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Always fun to go live with you guys to share. I know there's more questions, but I've got some other things I got to focus on today. But maybe I'll do this again, maybe in the next week or two, especially to answer any questions you guys have about KBB. If there's any other questions you guys have about the Knowledge Broker Blueprint, you can reach me by live chat or by email. In the description of this video, there's a link that goes to the KBB recording, but then also a link to my bonuses. So you can get all those bonuses, and on that page, there's a blue button in the corner to live chat with me. I'll be available live chatting for the next week. It will be me, okay, only me on my team. I'm the only one that's going to be answering those questions. And then also emails as well, I'll be answering also. So if you have any questions about KBB, about my bonuses, more than happy to answer them for you guys. You can reach me on that bonus page. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. Always a pleasure to connect with you guys and to hopefully inspire you, hopefully add some value to your life. I want to thank you guys for your support. We're almost now at 900,000 subscribers on YouTube. We've also got the giveaway that's happening too. So that's we're gonna be announcing the winners I think in the next 2 weeks. So there's lots of time for you to join and enter the giveaway. Giving away an iPhone, iPad, GoPro, Kindles, my courses, a lot of awesome stuff for you guys there too. So make sure you guys enter it, and I look forward to announcing the winners soon. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate your time. God bless you. Have a great weekend.